on the Labrador Winter Trail System, some of the most remote groom trails in the world. There's 1,500 kilometers of groom trail and thousands of kilometers of off-trail riding. A loop would come through Quebec at Fairmont in the west and carry on through to L'Anse-Claire in the east. This is big land and the distances are huge, so it's always recommended to dress warmly, carry extra gas, and a sat phone. Labrador is a unique destination. It's strangely beautiful, peaceful, and serene. And oh yeah, all hell's about to break loose.
This is CAIN'S Quest. We're in Western Labrador. As a matter of fact, we're right at the start-finish line in Labrador City. This is a multi-day, 1,241-kilometer endurance race. Now, the interesting part is you've got 3 mandatory stopovers, a 6-hour, an 8-hour, and a 12-hour. The best part about this race, we've got some local guys that have got a great shot at winning the race.
Being a local guy, we figure the advantage to us would be knowing the area and the terrain a lot better, and how easy it is to get on one side of a mountain versus on the right trail when it comes to the intersections, which could throw you off course by 20 or 30 miles.
Weather conditions aside, local knowledge is just one of the factors that could influence the outcome of this race. Age, physical conditioning, and experience will play significantly.
Both myself and Roland are in the Air Force. I'm an avionics technician and Roland is an aviation technician. I think it's yet to be seen how much of our training is actually going to come to play. We'll find out, I guess, and we'll let you know.
And in the rainy patch too?
Yeah. This is a race out in the bush with unknown conditions. We have ground search teams following the racers or in around the racing forum, but if something happens, then they're obligated to put up probably a night or maybe even a couple of nights in the bush. We're insisting that they have all good quality stuff: Arctic sleeping bag, change of dry clothing, Arctic clothing, which would be their snowmobile suit, snowmobile boots, first aid kit in case something happens. This is off trail and it is in the country, so the potential is there. A GPS system with extra batteries, hatchet or saw, matches, Arctic stove. Propane is no good up this way. We need white gas, butane, something that will keep up the temperatures. And bivy bag or tent. Obviously, most are going with bivy bags and insufficient food for 2 days. And we're also checking the condition of the snowmobile.
There are 15 teams, 30 riders, all competing for their share of the glory and the $20,000 purse. We'll be back with the start of the race a little later in the show. These 15 teams will be traversing some of the most rugged and challenging terrain. They'll be running 24 hours a day, and at any time, a sudden storm could alter the course of events, turning travel treacherous and grounding the teams to a halt, possibly for days.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
The start order for CAIN'S Quest is determined by random draw. The riders will depart at 2-minute intervals.
The first team out of the box was number 17, hometown heroes Shannon Strangemore and Dave Demarest.
I think the hardest part for the trip is going to be a mental challenge. Having to want to go, even when it's dark, when the conditions are bad, and consistency. No stopping and talking, just basically fuel up and go. And that's where the long hours came in with the GPS. We're open that day and night. No matter what the conditions are, we can pull through.
The weather conditions, I would like for it to be probably a bit worse than what it is right now, because it might give us an advantage there because of knowing the country and the terrain and everything. Our strategy basically is we're light, our snowmobiles are light, and we're fast. And that's basically our strategy, and we're going to stick to that without getting too elaborate into it.
We did an inventory before we left yesterday there, and we found we have four knees, all of them bad. We're going to go slow. We're going to hope that the 30 people in front of us pack the trail for us. And with any luck, a lot of them will break down and get stuck in slush, and we can creep up the leaderboard.
As the last team disappears over the horizon and out of view, they are not entirely out of our sights. Creative use of some innovative technology is going to help us and the race fans keep track of the 15 teams and their progress over the next few days.
Essentially what we have here is a positioning tracking system. This is a device that houses a global positioning system and a Global Star transmitter. It takes a positioning reading at a programmed interval and transmits that data over the Global Star satellite network to a remote server. From there, a viewer can log on to the server using the internet and view where the racers have been, where they're going, get all kinds of information on the progress of the race. Should any of the riders lose their way on the course, obviously they're not following groomed trails. For safety purposes, we'll be able to find riders should they find themselves lost. But additionally, it allows a greater audience who can't be here in Labrador City to be part of the event.
Next week, the conclusion of CAIN'S quest. This is CAIN'S Quest, a 1,200-kilometer cross-country endurance race through the remote and fierce backcountry of Labrador. In Labrador, both the environment and the weather can be unpredictable and unforgiving, and only the most prepared and determined competitor will make it through to the end. Last week, 15 teams, 30 riders left from Labrador City at 2-minute intervals. The day started off clear and warm, but by the time the riders made it to the first checkpoint at Myron River, the conditions had changed dramatically. The poor visibility combined with hard-packed snowdrifts hidden under a foot of soft powdered snow had already resulted in the elimination of Team 5.
A lot of hidden surprises under all the powder.
Bits and pieces of skidoo is all the way down. We came across 4 or 5 pieces of suspension that looked like nuts and bolts and rods.
Well, I'd phone the airport once to get clearance. I was airborne.
And then when we got out on Chibougamau, it was just up and down. Our suspensions are a bit too soft. We're going to try and lighten them up now. We're going to take some gas out the back. Hopefully that'll improve our ride for the next leg. It's going to get rougher.
Suspension problems would force Team 14, Jerry Pelly and Paul Kent, out of the race at checkpoint 4. As the day wore on, conditions continued to deteriorate, and Teams 7, 17, 10, and 1 began putting distance between themselves and the rest of the pack.
I've been in the woods rescuing Team 2, and I want credit for it. Well, unfortunately, them fast machines don't climb trees that well. And the old Polaris had towed off the tree.
Oh, the lakes are full of drifts, and I hit one big one. She went sideways in the air, and when I come down, I struck another one side on. I flew off, buckled the ski up around her, but ski is okay, but I'm gonna have to buy a few parts for the dash when I get back. It's dangerous.
Is the lights flat or what?
Well, for a certain area it's flat, and then all of a sudden you can't perceive what's in front of you. All of a sudden, a wall of snow and down into slob.
How you doing out there, Ray?
Taking a beating. I think I got something wrong with my suspension.
Front end? Back end?
Front of it, I think.
The physical punishment the riders were enduring finally got the best of Team 16, and they decided to give it up at checkpoint 7. More from CAIN'S Quest a little later in the show. As you can see by the helicopter aerials, we've arrived in Churchill Falls. This is where all of the teams have to take a mandatory 12-hour layover and rest up for the next leg. Churchill Falls is the final opportunity for teams to talk strategy. The sleds are repaired, the best they can be, fueled, and then it's time to go. 6:40 p.m., the first team gets the okay, and they are off like a shot. Team 17 leaves a half hour behind, followed closely by teams 10 and 1. Hardly an hour goes past when, to everyone's surprise, Team 7 is back from checkpoint 11.
The journey was pretty good. The road was good. It was a lot better going in than coming out because we were the first ones on it. Good soft landings, good going. But on the way back, it's getting beat down pretty bad, and there's some pretty good pops on it.
From Churchill Falls back to Labrador City will be the toughest part of the journey. It is now dark, and the teams must negotiate their way through the woods and the deepest snow they've seen yet.
Right now we're waiting for a finish. We have a close race right to the finish line here now. It's 1,245 kilometers and it's going to come right to the finish, it seems like right now. Those guys are traveling, they're traveling really fast.
When light broke on the third day, the unbelievable had happened. Team 8, Johnny Effort and Gerard Rumbold, who had left Churchill Falls more than 2 hours behind the top 4, are now in the lead. Team 7, Jason and Roland, have dropped into 4th place. Gerard, congratulations. You are the first winner of CAIN'S Quest.
I still can't believe it. I didn't even know we won. I thought the other guys were there for us. I figured I'd come in 4th or something like that.
In 2nd place, Team 1, René Arsenault and Luc Desrosiers from Fermont, Quebec. In 3rd place, Team 17, Shannon Strangemore and Dave Demarest from Labrador City. Dave, what was the toughest today?
Right from Penny's checkpoint to Ranger Lake, it was brutal. Snow conditions were unbelievable. It was heavy forecast and everything. Just hard going. A trek that normally should have took only 2.5, 3 hours, 5 hours.
Jason, you guys were the leaders out of the box last night at Churchill Falls. What happened today?
A lot of different issues today, I guess. It all didn't come together on the end. Like I said, it's not over till it's over. And it's over right now. So.
4th place, you feeling good about that?
4th place is it's not bad.
CAIN'S Quest grabbed attention from across North America with a fury of hits on the website throughout the 3 days. And there was an excited crowd at the finish line, and everyone made it home safe and sound. CAIN'S Quest is, by all accounts, a resounding success.
All I can say to you is that what a product we have, how authentic it is, and when it comes to snowmobiling, there's no place like Labrador.
There may be only one CAIN'S Quest champion, but every team that crossed that finish line has earned their bragging rights. The next CAIN'S Quest promises to be bigger and bolder, and registration will be closing shortly. It'll be interesting to see who thinks they have the stuff to challenge the legend.
You know, it takes thousands of snowmobile club volunteers and hundreds of man-hours to get the trails back into shape after a busy weekend. The next time you see one of these folks, why not take a second to stop and say thanks? I know they'll appreciate it. From all of us here, thanks for watching Snow Tracks, and we'll see you next time around.
Snow Tracks has been brought to you by Ontario Tourism. More miles, more months, less traffic. Triton Trailers, hitch up to quality. Heat Flex, heated windshield wipers. Arctic Cat, share our passion. For more on snowmobiling, visit our website, snowtrackstv.com.